but I mean, it's still the same TV. I mean, it ain't the same shit that was doing. Yeah, I mean, I always even back then. Well, I wasn't back then when we was on. I wasn't married. No, I'm married. So
Congratulations.
you know, it's a different walk.
It must be a totally different walk for you, brother. Because I will say this: this man is he was always on 10. Right? Yeah, you on about 2.5 this evening, brother.
No, I'm gonna tell him this too.
That's the signs of a good woman, right? Signs of a good woman. That's all that is. You know, nothing wrong with it. I know all about that married life. I have almost 10 years in the game come this summer.
Right.
So it is definitely different kind of walk. If you walk it right, uh, you may seem quiet, but you get loud stomping as you go by. So I understand where you're coming from. Right. Totally. I'm just glad to be back up in here,
Right. It's a good feel. I mean, I like it. I like the new spot. It's good. It's calm.
Yeah, it is. You know, I really like the spot.
We got a hand clap.
We're gonna do it ourselves. I'm just letting you know right now. We are live. So we are live streaming through YouTube.
Okay.
You know,
everybody can play it back. I can go back and look at it and listen to it when I get it.
Absolutely.
Y'all still on the same what's the other app that it was back in the day? Still the same app? Okay.
Still the same app.
I got it on my phone then.
Still the same app, iPhone, Android. You know, I'm quite sure cricket users can get it.
Right.
You know.
What about the government phones?
Government phones?
We got to reach them too.
Yeah, I'm quite sure my man Trump is taking care of that. He probably got, one of his sons listening in, hoping that we make America great again by doing what we do. You know.
I'm talking about the free phones.
The free phones? Nah, the free phones ain't getting it. Free phones ain't getting it. Free phone, the flip phone still ain't it. The only thing is a flip phone. It's just a phone. It's just dead, right? Flat phone. I'm gonna tell you, as soon as they start getting some real smartphones, I'm gonna go right down North Avenue and Harford Road. They outside the courthouse selling. I'm gonna get rid of them.
They be in front of that marketing phone because they have the whole tech. I think you might have a little truck.
I'm probably quite sure giving away our phone settings links. Man, it feels good to be back in the chair. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that.
Right.
Long time coming. Appreciate everybody who supported the Lions over the last 2.5 years as we were taking a break. But you guys stay with us. You continue to support the Lions. And we appreciate that tremendously. There's some changes this season. This is season 3. We did 2 seasons. This is season 3. There's some changes. No big changes. Shout out to Quiet Storm, Main Street, Miss Ressa, K.I., and in a few seconds, Mr. Blackjack will be gracing us with his presence. But we're going to see. We're going to see how the season turn out. Maybe get a reunion with all the other lounges. I'm hoping for that. But I'm excited. To talk about what we're going to discuss tonight. I'm not sure if it's controversial with the topic. Because me personally, I don't feel like, and I hate to say this, I don't feel like black people really care as much as they post on social media. I think as long as they got a smartphone in their hand, their little phone, or iPhone, and can get on Facebook or whatever, they go ahead and post whatever it is they think sounds good. Right. And once they leave the computer or put their phone down, I believe they just walk away from it. They're worried about maybe the next hair appointment, barbershop appointment. Should I get tint on this car? Should I take it off my car? I just don't believe that black people are as woke as they claim to be.
I don't even think a lot of black people woke though.
Oh, we do. We have quite a few black people that are so woke that they need some sleep. You know, sometimes they be talking out of their head, and it's nothing like a person, and not just a black person, but people always seem to have an answer for everything or want to interject, and then when they walk away from the conversation, they walk away from everything they had just said.
Right?
There's no action behind any of it.
But you know the way that I look at social media, I look at it as just a platform for people to get what they need to get off their chest. You know what I mean? Like a platform for people just to say what they want to say, right? So with me saying that, meaning like without social media, a lot of people probably wouldn't even have a voice. They'll probably be in a crowd and wouldn't even say anything. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree totally.
So social media just gives them an outlet. Period. Just gave them an outlet where so I can say it if I want to. You know what I mean? Because it might be how they feel. It might be how they feel at the time about a situation. And I always say that, I mean, if somebody say it, that might be how they feel. Okay, I understand how you feel. I don't ask people, okay, well, what's your work? Because I understand that sometimes some people will not in a position to do what they might can help in other ways or something like that. So I don't really, I just take it for face value, what people say for face value. I just take it for okay, they say that. I ain't too keen to be like, okay, well, what do you do? Because I know eventually they're doing something. I stumble across it. Or I say if it's in the same path, I'm moving in that way. If they're doing something, I stumble across it. What you doing? I see it. You'll see it. I feel. I didn't know. They people say things. I just look at it as I look at it more so. If you say that you wasn't on Facebook, that's how I look at it. Yeah. When you say that, then person. I mean, people post stuff on Facebook, well, they would not say it.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I mean, but that might be how they feel, and that might need that avenue to fit. Okay. Yeah, I mean,
It's kind of like you can see what I'm feeling without me having to say it.
without me having to do it.
Yeah.
Without me having to show it. Yeah, I mean, so, I mean, people say they want to do something, they say they won't. They might be working. I don't know what they're doing in their house. I don't even care what they're doing in their house. It's like, really. Okay. That's what it is, because if we're on the same path, then I understand it. We really are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We were just joined by my good brother, Mr. Black Jack. Welcome, brother.
What up, man? What up?
How you been, man? You look good, man. You look swole.
Thank you, partner.
Like you been eating weights.
Cutting weight, though.
Yeah, I seen you do your meal prep. I seen
Yeah.
That takes a lot of commitment, because I tried that. And it didn't work, brother. Didn't work.
You know what? That was my first time actually meal prepping this year, and it didn't take too long. But you create a lot of dishes, and I'm one that don't like to be washing dishes, so I'm a slow walker.
Gotcha. I always, like, if I meal prep, we can meal prep in the house, and it seems like I'll leave it in the house. I'll get in the car, I'm at work, and now I'm buying something from Northeast Market.
Something that you shouldn't eat.
Shout out to all the mice running around in there. You know, yeah. But like KB and I were just talking, we want to jump into pretty much, I'm called state of emergency as far as the black race.
Okay.
Over the last few years, I'm gonna go back to election. Once Trump got elected, it was official. Okay.
Right.
Because if you remember, when we were on, we talked about it a lot. You know, we talked about Trump winning. He ain't going to win. He's going to win. He's not going to win. He's going to win. Spoke a lot of truth. The one thing we cannot fault Trump for is uh, being a consistent liar. The man have lied about a few things, but he pretty much showed us his hand.
He showed you what he was going to do. We might not like it, but I appreciate the fact you said that this, no matter how ignorant it was to me, you said you were good and
He did it. He did it. He did it. And it seemed like over the next year, I'm not sure if you guys seen the post about about Obama and what he did the 8 years in. But it seemed like a lot of black people had a problem with the 8 years that Obama was in. Instead of worrying about the problem we had in hand, it was like, you know what, Obama should have done more for his community, more for his people.
I think that's the number one argument that anyone would say of color is that they don't think that he did enough for the people of color. And I mean, he couldn't.
No,
He had Republic House, so he couldn't. They wasn't going to allow it, even if he tried to put something on the table. They would shut it down.
man, put that crap
Yeah, we can curse the, I guess we're gonna some new rules.
put that on the table. Man, put it on the table. Let the world know, look what they doing. Yes, sir. He letting the world know, look what he doing. Look what they doing. Y'all better stop me from building this. But really, they don't want to stop him because they really want it.
They
They
want
really want
they want it.
it. Halfway up.
They didn't want it the way he's going about it. I think they could have done it.
And he don't care. He like, we gonna do it whether y'all like it or not. And I'm telling y'all we gonna do it whether y'all like it or not. And that's straight up. Like that's, man, I remember going to vote for Obama the very first time. My mother took me out with my brother. I wasn't black man again, all this, that. I took the English route. I don't care. I don't want to be black man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right? Because, but I told them in line, I said, he ain't going to do what I want him to do, though. He ain't going to get on there and throw that fist up in the air and be like, power to the people.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
He ain't going to do
He
that.
wouldn't have made it the first 6 months.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Well, I mean, the way that Trump is rolling right now,
He rolling.
he could have went about it a different way, but I think right now, from what we're seeing, what Trump is doing, he's changing politics. Okay, he's saying how he feels.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing what he want to do, even if it's illegal.
But he ain't the first one to do that.
He's doing it in a brandish way.
Yeah.
He is, yeah,
Bush,
in your face.
I don't know what if y'all watch so many times.
Bush just wasn't a smart.
Yeah,
He wasn't smart. He
That's
wasn't
a
smart.
smart president.
But even so, he still told you in a dumb way what he was halfway going to do. He tried to trick me. You know what I'm saying? Then when you catch him and say some ignorant shit, yes, I mean,
How you
it's been a
doing?
minute since I've been on. But you understand? But I just told them that day that I said, they ain't gonna go in there, so there's nothing. And I said, that's what I want. They were like, what you want to do? I said, I wanted to be in there. Look, who? Your 40 acres.
It would have been powerful. Now that you mentioned it.
Go, you get that. Everything that was promised. Now we gonna open that. Y'all can't renege on that. I mean, I know that was far fetched, but that's what I would have wanted my superhero black president to do.
I think he wanted to do it, but he knew he couldn't.
He stood up for LGBT.
He did that for
He
the
did that to get in.
he did that for the second term.
Yeah, he did that to get in.
That's all that was.
He had to
That was
go a
just
different
point.
route. He had to go a different route to get in. Because if you take a look at Junior, right, Bush Junior, how did he get in the second term?
So you telling
He
me
went
that-
against them.
So you telling me that you really got to do what you got to do and do what you need to do to get the things that you want, which is the presidency seat. So being the first black man out there, I'm in. They let me be the first black man, but I really got to do, and I you going in there that I really gotta do what, because I said, I was there, ain't no way, hell, they gonna let this dude walk down the street without no security. I said, he got out. I said, oh yeah, he on their side. I said, cause they like shoot him. I was like, man, you don't get back in there over there. That's how I felt. You know what I mean? But I was standing out there with the stuff in my face, cold out, go out there and they do it. And I said, you know what? That's that guy. Because he got out there and walked this street.
Yeah.
We looked at it as that was hard.
I mean, for me it was, because after the 8 years that we went through with Bush,
1,000 security around you, they already can prove that they can do that if you ain't on their squad.
yeah, I mean, I believe that he had to sit down and go along with a lot of the stuff that they wanted. But at the same time, he got a lot of pushback from a lot of stuff that he wanted to do. When he took over, I'm gonna say inherited, because I believe it was something that was going to happen anyway. He had to fix. He couldn't just worry about our country. He had to fix on an international scale the relationship that Bush kind of messed up. So he couldn't just. Unfortunately, his term, he wasn't our. He was our president, but he was the world's president.
And you know what? I agree with you, right? And I always felt as though he was the right person at the right time that the U.S. needed, because we was in war. We was really basically at war with the United, right? And who did you get? You get somebody named Obama. Hussein. Don't forget his first name. You know what I'm saying? You sound like them. You smooth talking. You can get back down to a peaceful environment. Let's get back to the table, y'all. We know we did some messed up stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I always felt. I always felt that he was their guy at the time. They gave us him. Like, yeah, okay, we sitting there like, hey, y'all can have him, okay, 8 years. Now watch what we do when we get our guy here. Y'all keep saying, y'all said he wasn't gonna win. I said he was going to win. I was calling my wife, I was on the road, and I was like, hey, they got nothing but trucks all over while I'm driving these trucks. This is what I said. You know, they would be in jail. I said, jailhouses built with it would be dead and stuff hanging out on the highway. I was like, yo, it's crazy. Right? They gonna win again.
I think so. I think if he run, I think he will win. But I have a feeling like, you don't know with Trump. I don't think he's gonna run again. I don't think he wants to run again. Yeah, I think.
I don't think he's gonna run again. He got a lot of donation money already for his campaign, but I think he'll just give that to the Republican Party.
Yeah.
Because I don't think things looking too good for him.
He's doing exactly.
Well, he already did what he needed to do for the Republicans, which was change the tax code. He did exactly what he needed to do for Republicans.
He just wasn't John Harbaugh with it. He just wasn't politically correct with it. He did, this is what y'all want me to do. I'm gonna do it.
And he did.
I'm gonna do it my way.
He saw Amazon. They made over $11 billion.
I can respect that.
Right.
$11 billion.
Right.
$11 billion.
I can respect them doing no
Tax.
But you better not miss your taxes on your $50,000.
Do you remember about 12 years ago, all of us, I ain't gonna say where we were at, but all of us were at this place working, and we were doing all this overtime. And they sent out letters to us because we claimed exempt.
Kill them.
80, 85,000. Some of us had 90, $100,000. We claimed exempt. They sent out letters, and we marched ourselves right over to HR and corrected that fast.
Yeah.
They was not playing with us, man. We blue collar workers, man.
Yeah.
But it was too many of us claiming exempt, and I mean killing them. 65, 75, 80 hours overtime. Check like 2,800, 3,200.
Yeah.
They were like, oh no. They sent out those
$120 taxes on $3,000. They like,
oh,
absolutely not.
Yeah, that's why I thought they would get him when it came to.
But check this out though. But that's illegal. What they did. You had the opportunity fill out your paperwork the way that you wanted to fill out your paperwork. They gave you that option.
And what
And they came back and told
Sent
you
that
they
letter.
no longer had that option.
And I'm gonna tell you what they
Why?
did.
Because they needed money.
Let me tell you right. Let me tell you what they
They
did.
gave you letters, but look
They-
how powerful these people. Look what they
Like, no, we don't want
We
you
was
to
claiming
we
exempt.
use it too much.
And they said, okay, we're gonna take you from non-exemptions, and you're gonna claim 0 for the next 3 years.
They told you how to do it.
What?
See,
And told your employer they can't change it.
but this the kicker though. Most people don't know, but until you sign that line, that on the dotted line and gave them the authority, who is these people that you pay taxes to? How we don't know.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother discussion.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. But listen, the taxes is on such a big level. The federal government takes in so much money. Let's just put it on a weekly basis. If you got, Joe paying $300 taxes a week, right? You multiply that times 40 million people. Then we're not even talking about businesses. We're not even talking about cigarette taxes.
But we
ain't in no debt. We ain't in no type of debt. That's to get you in the mindset that we always behind. Absolutely not. Especially if we was to see the numbers, let's just go on a number that they taking in 300 billion a week. What are they doing with all this money?
But they sure not gonna get you on the street.
300 billion a week on a small scale. That's probably too low. They taking in trillions of dollars a month.
They building military and everything that they got planned that doesn't include us.
They're building that new space force that
Definitely.
Trump wanted a year ago.
They building that new planet for Mars. Why do you think they always trying to find out life on Mars?
And they got that thing just about the wall.
Check this out, fellas. What we're going to do is we're going to cut to a quick break, pay some bills. When we get back, we'll pick up where we leave off at.
Hold on, we're back to right.
As soon as you walk up to the front,
You said where? Straight down the hall.
you look at it. Ain't no pick that.
Yeah, okay.
This is far.
Hey, are you listening to the show? I got a hint that says the music is up loud, and when I break, right? I hope I ain't messing anything up. It says it's static now. All I got, they said when I went to break, I don't know. I gotta find out on the app. I know I got a couple people trying to catch it on YouTube. Okay. All right, just hit me up. Let me know if you do. Okay. We have a few minutes. Yeah, so what she just said is it could be people's act. They might have to take it out and then be down on this phone. She was here, I did everything, put everything in. So all we gotta do is
They lied. Somebody blowing this motherfucker down. That's okay. It's in the dark.
that's That's up right here. So we good. You talk to Chris here now? Or heard from him?
No, just Facebook.
Just Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, IG. That's about it.
I remember in the after party when she posted it was picked out Thursday. She posted some thighs that weren't hers. K.I. called her out about it.
Really?
Man, it was like 2 years ago. I thought about that the other day, dog. I said, man, it was thick thigh Thursday.
You said it wasn't a time.
He's like, whose legs are those? Oh my goodness. I didn't even like it. I was afraid that she would see that I saw his comment. This boy is wow.
Did she respond?
They just like, shut up, K.I. Yeah, I mean, K.I. say so wild shit. Get away with it. Everybody know it's K.I. being K.I. But I'm gonna tell you what it did do. Made me look at them thighs when I saw her in person and realized they weren't your thighs. But oh, like.
Yo, they're killing that boy, Jussie. The internet is wow.
And I'm gonna tell you the crazy part is I think a lot of people felt the same. Because when I first heard it, I said, "Dang, that shit fake as hell." I just didn't believe it. Now he would, because it just didn't sound to me. It just didn't sound.
I kind of said the same thing. I didn't like voice that with anybody, and I'm gonna tell you what threw me. The whole Magna hat. I was like,
That's what that right there.
I thought that didn't make sense.
No. Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
I
I don't even watch hip hop.
They only wear that hat at rallies. People don't walk around with that hat on.
And it just jumped on you.
Right. I was like,
You know, I just didn't buy it. You know, I don't get me wrong. I wish it was true because the stuff that he said this morning was just. I did it because I wasn't getting paid enough.
That's what he said?
we already admitted.
This morning, they locked him up.
And some people still don't believe it, even after him admitting it. I'm like, y'all just dumb. One chick told me she was like, they trying to bring a black man down. I said, really? Okay.
That nigga actually wanted to go to jail.
Oh, he's in it right now. We got 6 seconds.
But what is it?
2, 1. And welcome back to the lounge, WWWMSK, home of the Cheryl Underwood Morning Show. I am RL here with my man KB. What up? My man Black Jack.
What up?
My community, and over the last month, because you and I have both posted stuff on social media that drew the attention of. Crazy thing is, women get in their feelings real fast. And I mean, it's okay. You know, because you need a woman to give you some pushback on some views, you know, so that you can.
But they never want to open their minds to when you speak your views. So
Never.
It turns into like a caddy until we as men just say, you know what, I'm gonna agree to disagree. Walk away from this whole discussion.
I'm glad my wife.
If you can see, if you're watching through the stream on YouTube, KB brought his wife in. So maybe that's why he's on 2. Because what I remember is, I think about 2 years ago, he wouldn't be sitting down. He's standing up. He would have his fist in the air. And we'd have heard that N word about 30 times by now.
Oh, but I still said, I just don't know what I wasn't briefed on the, what's that, FCC?
We can't. We're 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. We can't use that word like that.
Right, so, probably good.
After 9 o'clock, maybe. But
Probably good.
so with our people, okay, and I'm gonna use the Colin Kaepernick taking the knee
Okay.
stance, okay. So the last 2 years, we all know what's going on or was going on with Kaepernick. I'm not sure if it's over, you know, because the brother he did win. No matter what people say, he won. You got a lot of people on social media talking about he sold out. I know a lot of people who got fired from corrections and sold out for a hell of a lot less. Okay, so let's stop that. The brother got probably what he would have made over the last few years by not playing football and taking a stand for his people.
I think it was something. I think they needed him off their back.
Absolutely, because they was going to go to court and some stuff was going to come out about all 32 teams possibly.
Yeah.
And they didn't want that information getting out. That's why it's a win. Because no matter what, no matter he got the money, and even though they didn't get that far, my man Shannon Sharp said it best. They have a guilty conscience.
Yeah.
So he had to settle.
They settled, like you say, because if you took them to court, that becomes public record. So the NFL, being the conglomerate that it is, they don't want any bad light shined on them, even though it already happened.
I don't even think that they cared. I don't even think that they cared that would be public record. Like, I don't think that's why they settled with them. I think they settled with them because they was losing money. I think it's causing too much. It's causing too much distraction. And this was the lowest rated Super Bowl, the lowest watched Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And season.
And season. The NFL been declining since he took that knee. No matter how they want to tweak it and say, I looked at it as all of a sudden he took the knee. Black people was saying, okay, we ain't watching it no more. But then all of a sudden, white people was like, we ain't watching it no more either. Because they let this be whatever he want to be. You know, they took that, and I was like, nah, y'all be trying to piggyback in that. That's what I was seeing. I was like, look what they doing. You know what I mean? So they just messing the whole thing up. Because they was asking if we sign so-and-so, would you come? You know what I mean? And every move is judgmental.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, white people saying that they're not watching the NFL anymore because they don't agree with what's going on.
Oh yeah, a couple of white people on the job that said that. Well, I'm not watching that football no more.
So that was their way of really throwing water on our fire. You know,
I get it, but my thing is, you have a whole lot of black people who boycotted watching the NFL
I was on.
and really couldn't tell you why.
I know why.
I didn't.
I know why I didn't.
Sorry.
Huh?
I continue to watch.
Yeah, I continue to watch it.
I'm a football fan.
Yeah, I continue, but that was my thing. There's no problem with people not watching. I had no problem with people doing that, by all means. But there were so many people on social media, you can read their posts and tell they had no clue as to what they were doing. They were just doing it because it sounds like something I should be doing, and I'm going to do it. But then when you interact with them and you talk to them and you go deeper into the Kaepernick drama, they have not a clue.
Right.
Not a clue. What's the name? Sang the national anthem, Mike. What's the name? Super Bowl. Was that last night? Right? I think it was last night.
Last night.
I had a problem with her singing that song. I don't have a problem with her performing, especially since everything came out about that song. Everything is racist about that song. Why would you sing that song? That's not going to bring the nation together.
That's all together. I mean, because we know. See, this is the thing. People pick and choose what battles that they want to fight. Right? Understand. But how you going to be for the colors halfway? You understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't be for the cause halfway. You gotta be all the way. You gotta be all the way in it. I mean, that's the only way we're ever gonna have change. That's the only way change is whatever. We gotta let them know every avenue. Like, we ain't dealing with this.
Now, let me ask you this. If we would have went all the way with it and say every black person stop watching the NFL,
Before we even get there, them dudes shouldn't even been playing.
that's what I was going to ask.
That was my point too.
I watched to
They
support
shouldn't even
them.
been playing. Because see, I'm sarcastic. So when the government shut down, and people was posting, I can't eat, where I'm gonna get my money from, and I said, well, did you take that meat what Kaepernick said that they screwing this? Because that's basically his message is like, yo, we're getting the ass in on every avenue, and y'all really don't care. That's the message that I got from him. You know what I mean? And that's what I was telling people. Like, you're not even empathizing to what he's saying, to what he's doing. He's saying people are getting killed out in the street. We're getting treated like dogs and animals out here, just our people. And y'all don't even care because he took a knee at the national anthem, an anthem that ain't even for us anyway. That telling us, like, and people really like, but he took the knee. He took the knee on an anthem that you still stand up and put your hand on your chest for.
I want to know what got him highlighted for doing it, because
He wasn't even making the
Marshawn Lynch
been doing it.
Been doing it
But
for
you know
like
what?
2 years prior to
But you
that.
know what? See, this when it come down to it, they not gonna say nothing to Marshawn Lynch. You know why?
he's going
Because
to
They're ignorant.
Right, he's
They
ignorant.
felt as though they could say something to Kaepernick, but he just hit him the legal route.
But see, the thing, and I like that you brought
He
up
just
to
hit him the legal
Marshawn
route.
Lynch. Marshawn Lynch being ignorant, and if they had approached him about it, he'd have said something real ignorant. There'd been a whole lot of beeping, whatever.
Right.
But when they approached Kaepernick, and then he gave them an intelligent answer,
They said they could deal with it.
that's what they
accept
said.
it.
What did they say? Oh, this nigga's a problem.
Right. Your problem now. Get
And
him
that's
up,
what it was.
Get him up. We don't need him. We don't need him.
That's what it was. He became a problem because he wasn't just a dumb jock.
Right.
He was educated about what his movement was about.
Right. Right. And I feel as though all of them should have been behind.
Right.
Like a union.
Now, if all the black players, because there was some white players that supported the
They
movement.
supported it.
Okay. But if all the black players just said,
There wouldn't have been
F it.
NFL. There wouldn't have been.
we're not even playing.
It wouldn't have been no Sunday.
Right.
There wouldn't have been.
It wouldn't have been no Sunday.
And I
There
don't-
would have been no way that you would have been able to get enough replacement players. It would have been impossible.
Man, ain't nobody watching
But
these
they
guys.
couldn't. They could. I'm not that I have dealings with NFL players. I'm only speculating. But ain't nobody trying to give up that Bentley. You know what I'm saying? Listen to Antonio Brown.
So everybody got a price, like Teddy DiBiase said.
Everybody has a
Everybody
price. You know,
got
when
a
you get a taste, I'm not sure, when you
But that's
you
not
have
good.
enough and you get something, it's kind of hard to give it up.
That's not good, though.
But on the other hand, his movement was silent.
It was.
It was silent.
It was. Because it went
And
quiet for a while.
He only said something about it
They
because
approached him.
the reporter put the mic
They
in
put the mic in
his
his face. They
face,
approached him.
and he
They asked him
spoke on it. Right. So even though we say we were supportive, they all would have walked out, but it wasn't against the NFL. He was just taking advantage of his platform.
Right.
Ain't nothing wrong
And
with
that's
that.
all. And that's
Nothing
all.
wrong with
That's
that.
all
They
it
nagged
was.
him about that.
That's what it's supposed to do.
They call. They say you go to work and you do X, Y, Z, but they still want you to be. Let's not get it twisted. The same thing happened. Like, see, I look at it different when the Los Angeles Clippers owner told that woman
That's it. Yeah.
what he said. Right. His words were, "My friends, my associates, they're not going to be, they're going to say something to me. They're not going to be acceptable to this." Right? That was like my question was, well, who is your friend? Because it ain't nothing but all the other billionaire owners, because you showed up them go eat with the regulars. And they don't eat with everybody. So that's the people that you worried about, You coming in here like this, or you having this in your house, right?
Mr. Donald Sterling.
But they got him out of there.
They got out of there.
Right.
They said you gotta sell it
But
to
see, they had the right
They had
person
to.
in charge of the NBA because what's his name? It's George. He's
Hold up.
not playing that.
But not
He's
even that.
not playing that.
Even before that, you got to remember the team as a whole start making a movement. They start not wearing their uniform, putting shirts and stuff over their uniforms, bringing attention
For the
and stuff
warm-up.
to it. For
Yes.
the warm up, the whole team did it. You're about to lose the whole team. A superstar. He ain't trying to do that, yo. You gotta tell that to your wife. That's all the reason why that was. They weren't reprimanding him because he did what he did. This country built on slavery. This country built on racism. It is what it is.
I think the team was close. I honestly believe, say for instance, they couldn't play. If you can't play, you forfeit the season, there's no money, right? I believe the team was close. You had a lot of guys on there, and it's the NBA, so the money's guaranteed. You had Chris Paul,
Jordy Black.
and they were going to take care of each other. Now, the NFL, you talk about as a whole, right? I don't believe that they would take care of each other. You know, you saw or you read about Ali when Ali wasn't boxing. Other boxers stepped up and helped him with his bills.
Mm-hmm.
He got through by the help of others in his field. That's how far we've come from as far as a movement together.
So that union that they have in NFL, that union that they have, do they have a union?
So with Mr. Jenkins,
It's not strong. The NFL
But
not
what
strong.
I'm saying is, that's who's supposed to help and stand in with that. That's who's supposed to help. So if it's not a strong union, then why are you winning for? Because I don't even think guys should be out there. I love football, coached it, all that stuff like that, played it. But what I know, what I've learned, medically wise, it's not even the smartest choice for us to be out here like last year every Sunday. You know what I mean? That's not even it's not even making common sense to me right now. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, with that in mind, and they don't care, why you out there?
money.
You ain't even promised money. It's not even guaranteed money in football.
But you got a lot of
It's not even
no,
guaranteed.
it's not. But you got a lot of hustlers, and they have that hustler mentality. Take a look at old boy. What's his name? Broner. That dude said today, "I'm done with boxing.
Right.
I'm going back to the hood.
Right.
As long as I can make the money, I'm good. I'm good. I don't care. You know, hey, look, what did Floyd say the other day? I ain't following nobody. I'm going on a vacation. I'm loving life. Ain't nobody supporting the money team. Got a lot of selfish black millionaires.
And
It is just that simple.
it was, well, yeah, it is. That's that.
It is simple.
Nobody, they don't. We too really. Everybody want to stunt on the next man and show up the next man.
Oh, yeah.
You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
And
That's the mentality.
That's because we as a people here in this land, we never really had anything. So to get something is something. But the state of, the state of emergency is, and we don't even realize that, this is nothing. We weren't kings and queens. This is nothing. So you understand what I'm saying? So to get that million or a couple million or that billion single solo with just your team, with your wrestling, because we all brothers and sisters, and everybody else out here is struggling and not making it. You understand what I'm saying? What's your millions and billions really doing?
Yeah.
Got people envying you, wanting you. You understand what I'm saying?
Now,
You still not accepted in their world.
now you remember, I don't want to make our topic all about sports, but you remember when we had discussions years ago and I said how I felt about Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player
Of all time.
Of all times, right?
But that was the greatest person.
But socially,
Not
he's terrible.
Right.
He's terrible. And that's why I can't agree with him being the greatest because you got to a certain point, okay?
Yep.
His money is his money. But how many blacks youth has died for your tennis shoes?
Mm-hmm.
Has been murdered. And you being as popular as you are, and they just made a statement the other day during All-Star Week. They said his tennis still sell 10-1 to LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
And LeBron sell a lot of tennis.
Yes, Yes, you do.
He sells a lot of tennis for Nike. Okay, so with that being said, the greatest player deemed ever for basketball, why don't you have a rec center in every urban city? Because we don't want us wearing your tennis prior to white America getting on and say, hey, I'm eating this $200.
Right.
We've been doing it.
We've been doing it.
We've been doing it, right?
$80.
Right. From the start.
Right.
So that's why with him, all the millions and billions that he's making, now he's an owner. You know, he's the owner right out of the team. He's still not doing nothing with the black community. What did he do that we can say he did and we criticize him for? He put money into a prison system.
Now, you know that, I'm glad you brought that up.
That's what he did.
Because for a long time, I went along with it and actually did some research.
It's not him.
It's not him.
It's another one.
It's a white man named Michael Jordan.
Thank you. Thank you for clearing that up right
But how long that went on? That went on for almost 15 years.
there. You didn't speak out on it though.
It ain't even have to. But look,
Mike don't speak out on anything. Mike got too much money to count.
but it don't even have to be him putting the money into the prison system. He ain't did nothing. Like I'm not gonna say
No.
nothing because I don't
He
know.
probably did some
He
stuff
probably did some things,
behind wraps,
but it wasn't. He ain't do what LBJ.
No, but LeBron is doing while he's still active.
while he's still
Wow,
playing.
it's incredible. It's incredible. And you know, as far as when I say the GOAT, I'm talking about on that court mindset. But when you talk about what LeBron is doing, it is Ali
As
as
a black man,
it is Ali as
he's showing every millionaire, everybody that's made it, that's successful. He's really showing them, like, yo, this how you bring your people up.
Right. He's doing it as an athlete. How many millionaires do we have that's African American that's doing real estate? How many? Yeah.
You know how many condos they can put up
Right.
for housing for people with no money?
Let's
Stuff like that.
let's step into Oprah. Oprah, you came from Chicago. You came from Baltimore. But you chose to build a school
over
in
in Africa.
Africa. What?
I'm with you. 'Cause
I'm telling you, when she did it, I was like, what are we doing? We don't need help here in America?
my thing is, and I'm glad we mentioned we dropped names because not everybody's fit to be a leader. Not leader race, you know, not everybody's fit. Just because you have the platform doesn't mean you're fit to be a leader. Maybe that's why Jordan didn't jump out there like that.
Because he had a problem.
He had a problem. At the same time, I fault our black community because LeBron wasn't the first one to start a school.
He wasn't.
He wasn't. And I'm not sure who it was, but I know that Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose jumped out there early 2000 and used his money, and he wasn't making the money that LeBron was making. He had a good contract, but LeBron is pulling in anywhere from 50 to 60 million a year while active and looking to make a whole lot more after he retired.
Right.
So, and that's my thing. I definitely want us to touch on this tonight. We dropped names of some black millionaires, right? What about our city people?
Our local thousandaires.
When you, yeah. You know, I'm rich.
Yeah.
I'm rich. I follow example. I got a $173 check. I'm going ball.
Yeah, I got a problem with that.
Right? I believe, and that's what you mentioned a month ago, and you brought it up too. When the government was shut down, people talking about, I don't know what I'm gonna do. This is messed up. And you said, get a job, work 2 jobs. It's time to hustle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think our people have gotten way too comfortable with welfare. Way too comfortable with welfare. Welfare and child support. We've gotten way too comfortable because
In Jesus.
we not gonna do that. we not gonna do that.
Well, I mean, you say what the correct, because the first thing I'm gonna say is what all these mega churches doing. Yeah, I mean, because they sure enough ain't housing. That shouldn't. Man, look, you want to get
Hold up. We're gonna go there. We're gonna go there because you're right.
They the community.
You're right because it is now a hustle, just like everything else who we caught on slow to, Like baseball, we caught on slow to that. And a lot of black fathers putting their black boys and daughters in baseball. You see Manny Machado, he ain't worth $300 million,
You got it.
but he got it. So
Let's stress
we're gonna we definitely gotta touch that because it is now a hustle. If you can get up and you can get people
to give you thousands
to
of dollars
come see you, you can move people through speech. It doesn't matter what you're saying. You good. You're gonna be rich. You're gonna have a lot of money as a pastor, and that's what we're seeing in the last 15, 20 years.
I don't want to pin the whole thing on them, but we can't exclude them.
No, we
Because
can't.
it's a church on every corner in the community that we're talking about.
We can't exclude them.
You understand what I'm saying? It's a church on every corner block. It's a black church in a liquor store, or in every community. Before there's a school, before there's a hospital, before there's a library, before there's any of the essentials that you would need to say this is a community.
You just dropped that knowledge.
You got
That's a good
churches
point.
and liquor stores
That's a
in
good
there.
point.
So who else gonna take care of the community?
That's all right.
If that church sitting right there on that block, that whole area should be flooded. That whole area, that whole neighborhood should be taken care of. Because that's the people that you taken from.
Now I agree with that. But I can't knock the seller. I can only knock the buyer because it doesn't work if you don't have a buyer. If you don't have a buyer, you can't sell it. And that's my problem with our people. We're so
Our people don't know. Lack of knowledge of self, they don't know. Yeah, some people are woke and people are waking up and things
People are-
like that.
I think people are waking up.
They're waking up
I do.
now, but it's already in a state of depression. You're waking up in an abandoned building, on an abandoned block. Okay, you had to hit rock bottom when you wake up. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's hard to get up when you at rock bottom if you don't have no support.
no. And that's why I just sit back and I watched his post and I just watched how so many people jumped on him. I mean, it was coming left and right.
What was your post?
The post I made. I had to wind up taking it down. I was getting so much
It was about
kickback,
government
and I couldn't
shutdown.
keep up with all the comments.
He told me,
When the government shut down, and I said, if you depend,
hey, hold that thought.
you gonna bring back. All right.
We're gonna continue. I want to say this is the
Oprah, remember she came here a couple years ago, and she gave money to like a family school, and she was like, I would never give money to a Baltimore City school. I ain't really that shit yet.
She was really,
She was
she was really bitter about the way Channel 13 had done.
Yeah,
on
she
it.
had to take it out
That
of city
too.
schools, they did.
But that too, but she know that it ain't. She know that if she give that money to the city school, it ain't gonna reach them.
They're gonna reach where it needs to reach. That's
And I don't even rock with Oprah, but I understand from trying to do the certain things I want to do and understanding like how the Baltimore City, how that administration works for school. Like you can't even give the kids computers. You can't even donate the kids computers for real. Without going through a whole hoopla with Baltimore City. You know what I'm saying? You really can't even like really donate books.
Oh, yeah.
okay. So we all live. It's all we gotta do is type in. Yeah, so we live right now.
We live right now? You know what I'm saying? So this is live on cut.
We live right now. That's what's up. So because we live, we make sure we don't say anything crazy. I mean, we say it, but
So what time we go back on it? How much time we go back?
this is actually a long break. Maybe I gotta go to the bathroom, do anything, want to take a smoke. We come back on.
But they can see it, so they see what's on the road.
That's all they got, They probably going back from themselves. We come back 8:03,
What time is it?
7:54.
Hold up, I thought y'all, hey man, I thought y'all talking about women being emotional. That's what I was waiting for. Cause I'm be over here writing notes.
oh no,
Let me get
when we bring up this topic, yeah.
let me get my paper and stuff right, cause I'll be doing mad notes for y'all. No,
Now, you just gotta listen to man talk right now. You gotta feel
You know he conscious because of me, right? I'm the Black Power.
Oh no,
I put him on.
Oh, he was
That's
pretty
my
on
son.
it. Oh,
That's my son.
okay, I'm
What?
leaving it
Like they
alone. I'm leaving it alone.
said no.
But him sitting over there, and none of us have anything to drink, we be going real good.
Yeah, I had my drink already.
Yes.
I drank it all the way there. She was driving, I was drinking. Like, I was
I'm like,
when
that's why you want me to
hit
come.
I
I
was
still
like,
don't like that's why you want me to come.
no, I want you to come because I was by myself.
Yeah, I
As
ain't
soon as she
drink
left,
that.
No, because I was drunk to this. I was driving. Delete that part.
you saw what I was looking up right there.
I said, I'm glad my son is watching.
You say yeah? Why you here?
Oh, he knows I'm on.
They can't do it. Okay, so we about to talk about that, his post, that's what you're gonna bring up.
Yeah, but we definitely want to talk about, just us people as far as our city living, our way of thinking, our way of living, how we treat one another
We live in wrong.
versus who we should be treating kind of shady. I'm gonna put out some Baltimore City Council members' names.
What?
Yeah, because I hate to say it, I ain't gonna say it now. I'm gonna say, but one of the guys on here, he was really doing good as far as. No, he can't be young.
Who say Brandon?
Is he young?
No, not now.
But
You want to say no name? I thought you said you want to say no.
It's going live.
No, he said we all got.
no, we streaming. I mean, it's YouTube. It's like,
It's the radio on. It's music playing right here.
yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of names. Let me tell you. So, her name is Tawanda. I hope I didn't get her name wrong. A few years ago, her brother was killed during a pullover by the police, Tyrone West. Right? So I guess like 1 or 2 years ago, maybe 2.5, 3, she ran into the mayor before she was the mayor. And she was there to support her cause and all that. She ran into the mayor as the mayor this time, I think it was like last week, this week. Had no clue as to who she was and who was Tyrone West. That's who everybody voted for.
But she wasn't the mayor at the time when he got killed.
Who? No,
She was on city council.
she wasn't. She was just a little rep. Didn't remember none of them. This girl.
Was she a senator?
What she do after that?
Few.
What she do after that?
No, she on West Wednesday. I think we on like Wednesday 300, 400, whatever. Every Wednesday, she's somewhere in Baltimore City. If it's not at the police station across from Morgan, from there, she's up on Greenmount.
Doing what?
Right there where you see your mama is. No, his sister.
Doing what?
Just reminding people, police brutality.
No, I mean what the mayor do.
The mayor
for
didn't
that.
do nothing.
She did nothing for her?
Didn't do nothing.
So the chick ain't get nothing for her brother, like from the city. Or
Oh no. They put a gag on them. She had to step away from the money that they did receive from the city, until she still continued to talk. But the rest of the family can't say anything.
Yeah. Well, then she going against the money.
Yeah, I mean she, damn well she got some money.
Right.
The family broke off without letting people know.
So she got the money and she still trying to talk.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
But no one knows. But, I mean, come on now. Come on. You the sister.
So did you promise her something?
No, it was just that,
She can't even
she
talk
had
to
no idea who she was when she saw
Because
her.
she already took hush money.
her. She's
How am I
toxic.
supposed to know who she was?
She's now you toxic. She run up in my
Yeah.
face. She talking all this
I can see why she
shit.
did it politically. Like, yeah, I can see.
Like
You
now
know
I
what I'm
can't
saying?
talk about it.
Yeah, I can't talk
can't
about it
address it.
now. I don't know you.
We signed the same contract. We ain't your family, right?
Yes, I can see.
I don't know if the city had to sign it, but I know the family had to stop
I'm
talking.
Yeah.
pretty sure they didn't say yes. So I don't think any of the parties could talk about it.
They weren't talking about it. They weren't talking about it. And the crazy thing is, when it happened, I remember when it happened. I actually was coming from it happened right there in Norwood, not too far from the baseball field.
They got killed there?
Yeah, not too far. He allegedly got out the car and tried to run from him.
So he shot him.
No, they fell on him. You know, they chased him, and when they grabbed him, about 3 of them fell on him. So if you
That's how he
figure
died.
couldn't breathe, I think he had like some kind of asthma or something.
Man, they
They
ain't
laid on him.
on him, man.
That was
They killed that dude.
something asphyxiation.
Yeah.
Okay, get
Oh,
out
I
of
didn't see
here,
that.
man.
No. Did you see the movie Man Monsters? Monsters and Men?
No.
They killed that dude, though. They
Y'all should watch
all
that.
on him and he died.
Monsters and Men. Y'all would really love it.
It was on Netflix.
From Netflix. You can probably get the Red Box, but it's Denzel Washington's son's in it. He plays a police officer who knows his corruption in the police department. Kid recorded a dude. It reminds me of the I Can't Breathe story. The dude was out incredible digger, selling Lucy. Somebody recorded it. They started messing with.
Hold up, we watched that. That's what I woke up.
Yeah.
I thought that
That
was I
movie
Can't
is
Breathe.
really, really good, but it wasn't about him. It was like they flipped it.
Yeah.
to- Even
I fell asleep on it.
it was good, and how they show how New York has that stop and search policy, and like they
That's
just
why they
have
stopped.
all the
Yeah, they got rid
black
of it.
kids.
So check this
It's
out.
a really good movie. Y'all should.
So you're
Watch
telling me that all this bone ball that we play out here in the street, you can get hit and tackled by 13 dudes, well, okay, 8 dudes at one time, but no equipment on them. And dudes get up and run the ball again. But this dude gets tackled by 3 times.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. If you're conscious of what you're doing, all right.
In football, you'll get up.
I can't lie. There's been plenty of times where we had to chase somebody where we was working at, and we fell on them. And I at the time I was 197,
But they
you
ain't
too,
died.
because we were conscious.
Because we knew what to do.
Yeah.
And all
got
of
up.
them roll
You
on
got
the side.
a lot of police
So
officers.
They don't care about that.
Yeah,
They
they
scared.
know. They know
They
you
trying to get up
can't
on
breathe.
folks.
Right. That was murder. They ain't put you can't.
Oh, I'm not defending it. I'm not, because I want to say it was 3 of them. 3 of them fell on, and they wouldn't get up.
They got a body cam there.
They got the body cams on them.
No, they wasn't. Man, you gonna have me off. You know what I'm saying? But thank you for your contribution.
Well, they have this 805.
Yeah, we got 25 seconds. That's what I asked. I saw the eyes try to stop bringing some cigar. But I thought she was nah. I've got like 6 seconds.
You don't pay the children.
And welcome back to the lounge, WMSK, home of the Cheryl Underwood morning show. I'm going to slow that down so I can get it back to where I used to have it. We're talking about our race, our people, what we need to do, what we should be doing, what we could have done, and what we need to do going forward. Talk about some leaders and leaders who shouldn't be leading, but they're in front of us anyway. And unfortunately, a lot of people are following them. In our community, we have Baltimore City Council members. Our council president, Mr. Bernard Jack Young. Been in his position for a minute. I had the opportunity of not working side by side with him, but being a part of a nonprofit organization that he would help out every season. For some reason, he didn't help out last year, and he's not helping out this year. Of course, for those who live in District 1, you have Zeke Cohen. District 2, Brandon M. Scott, Mustang. District 3, Ryan Dorsey. Ryan Dorsey, I haven't seen you in my neighborhood in 2 years since you got the position. District 4, Bill Henry. District 5, Isaac Schaefer. District 6, Vice President Sharon Middleton. District 7, Leon Pinkett III.
Haven't seen him in my district.
District 8, Christopher Burnett. District 9, John T. Bullock. District 10, Edward Resnier. District 11, Eric Costello. District 12, Robert Stokes Sr. District 13, Shannon Sneed. District 14, Mary Pat Clark. And of course, our mayor, Catherine E. Pugh. When we go to the polls, and I'm guilty of this myself, and I've been trying to do better over the years of knowing who are on these ballots. As I've gotten older, I realized I can't just, oh yeah, I know him, I like him, his commercial was dope. I seen him in my neighborhood, he actually knocked on my door. I've actually tried to get to know who these individuals are, and not just go in there and just Democrat. Because truthfully, last 2 years, I voted for quite a few Republicans. So I've been trying to improve myself with that. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to do when they do absolutely nothing in the city. So you're not going to know who they are because they're doing nothing but receiving a paycheck and show up to wherever the mayor is speaking, sit behind her, clap their hands, and they're done. The show is over.
Good point.
That's it. The one guy on there that I'm a big fan of is Brandon Scott. I'm a big fan of Brandon M. Scott, not because he went to Maryville, I went to Maryville, but because when we needed lights for our football field where we were practicing at, I called him up, I don't know, maybe that night. 2 days later, when we showed up to the field, we had lights on the field.
That's awesome.
Couldn't believe it, and didn't cost us anything. Need anything else, give me a call. So I'm a big fan of his. I was hoping they would get the governmental nod, him and his party. At the same time, I was only hoping because he was a Mustang. I didn't feel like he was ready. I definitely didn't feel like who he was running with was ready because I couldn't take him serious. But over the last couple of years in our communities, especially with all the killings, he's been in the news a lot, and I hate to target him because he's the only one that's willing to get in front of the camera and speak on it consistently. Everybody else that I just named, they Jack Young ain't saying anything unless it affects his family. Period. Ryan Dorsey, like I said, I haven't seen the dude since he got the seat. And like I said, I'm a big fan of Brandon. And I feel like they put him out there because he's young. He's an African American man. If I'm not mistaken, no wife, no kids at the moment. Okay? Well, what do you guys do? The police department are overworked. I don't want to say overpaid because they see a lot of money because they stay in that uniform. They're undertrained. You go overseas, I want to say in Germany, their cops are in the academy for a year and a half, almost 2 years, something crazy like that. Wow. 6 months is not enough time for these streets. Not enough time for these streets. And you put them in to black communities that have issues. And you leave them out there. In these communities. And you only see one face consistently. See Brandon. Haven't seen Brandon in a while, and I'm not faulting him for that. He could be tired. It's a lot to deal with. Okay? But these are our leaders. These are elected officials. So we voted for them. Somebody voted for them. Okay? And whereas I'm happy we're all making it to the polls. That's good. That's great. But we need to do some research. We need, if you value yourself, you value your family, your children, and the area you live in, we need to do research on these individuals because they're collecting paychecks. And these paychecks are for life. This is, the services that they get by being a city official and then moving on up to the government status, the Senate, DC, these are forever paychecks. With an increase. With a security detail. which we pay for, taxes. We got to do better. We have to do the research on these individuals. Now, back to the community and us, and putting the wrong people in place as leaders. We were touching on that a little bit. We talking about the churches. Talking about the churches. I'm gonna say it. Jamal Bryant. Jamal Bryant. And I'm gonna tell you what's funny about Jamal Bryant. You got a lot of men. We come at Jamal Bryant. We come at him. But it's amazing how many women defend him. Will get upset with you, tell you you don't know anything. How can you speak on him? You must not have committed a sin in your life. But this is a man put in a position, a holy position, a high position. It's an incredible position to have. You're supposed to be mentoring. You're supposed to be leading. And not that you want to be perfect, because no one is perfect.
Right.
But you're supposed to be an example. Be an example. As a man or woman, you are an example to your husband, an example to your wife, and most definitely your children.
Right.
And if you do it right, you're going to be an example to another man who's looking to have whatever it is that you have for his family. So, what is it that we can do as far as people to better equip ourselves in Baltimore City and Chicago when it comes to our leadership? Our leadership, the neighborhoods that we live in, the crime, the murder, and then we get caught up in Cardi B winning and everybody have a problem with it. We forget all about the little girl that was shot 3 years ago, not too far from the Wild by 33rd. And then 2 years before that, another little girl under 10 was shot and killed a block away from that area. The mind state that we are in is concerning. I want you guys to speak on it. What is it that you guys think we need to do to not just wake our community up, wake our people up, but to get everybody actively on the same page? Because everybody's on Facebook, and that's cool. Post whatever you want, say whatever you want. But I don't see anybody moving like there was the 300-man movement. Walk to D.C. We ain't walked since. What's going on? What's going on, Black?
Well, I'll speak on the state of our city. And I'm glad that you brought up our leaders, our city council. And I'm glad you called them out because they don't do enough, but they can't do a rally every week. We do understand that. But they can show face once a month and say, hey, I'm going to be at this school. Whatever your concerns are, bring them to my desk versus give me a call and you're never in the office. I think we need some new blood on the city council. I think we got a lot of old thinking that had been in place since we was children. And Catherine Pugh, she got the position by default. We know that. She did. And I didn't vote for her. I voted for Cheryl Dixon.
I did too. Gift cards and all.
Gift cards and all. But she was definitely for our city and was trying to move the city in a different direction. Catherine Pugh, to me, she's just speaking out whenever there's a social cry on a subject or something. You know, then she wants to be in the light and speak on it. But I'm gonna say from my side of town, the city is being knocked down at an alarming rate. The west side of Baltimore, just we're tearing down the community. They taking all the people that grew up here. They shipping them out. But those people that are getting shipped out are people that stayed on that welfare forever. That Section 8. They don't want better, so they don't get better. But they send them out to a county, Harford County. Let's call it out. Columbia said we can't.
Started in the 90s.
Columbia said we can't take no more. We can't do it. We can't take no more. Columbia went down. They put a stop to it. Harford County, they got more crime than they've ever been used to. But the value of houses dropped down, and it's sad that our people, wherever we go, we bring the communities down and the property value down. So now here they are just knocking down blocks at a time, or let me knock down these 3 houses in the middle of the block. And what do you think that's going to cause? Trash. It's going to cause an eyesore.
Rodent infestation.
Park Heights. When's the last time you've been up Park Heights? From, oh God, let me think. What's the name of that street? As soon as you pass Cold Spring and you pass those churches, the Ardizia, from the Ardizia all the way up to almost Garrison, every house is gone on both sides. Every house is gone. You're just making our cities look like a war zone. You're saying you're doing it for drug dealers. Honestly, people ain't hustling drugs on the corner like they used to.
No.
In groups, you don't see it. You don't see that. So what's your point of tearing down the city at this rate versus you paying the construction companies? Demo is a lot of money. And to go to the election, that was one of the questions. Can we pull $10 million out to acquire property? Now, when you read it, you was thinking they're going to acquire property and fix it. No, they're acquiring the property to knock it down. And you paying contractors, let's say $100,000 to knock down 2 or 3 houses, where you could have took that money, reinvested into the property that you already took from whoever owned it, and there you go. You can pull a family out of Latrobe. You can pull a family out of what's that down? Those projects down West Park.
I know you're talking about.
Around Penn North.
Yeah.
You can pull a family out those projects, put them in a home, put them on a program. Hey, we need you to get a job, get off welfare, but we're going to help you to rebuild yourself up, to be a product of America, more or less, than look for a handout. So that's the problem about people that on the welfare for too long. You just get used to taking this handout forever. And that post that I made, I said, because when that government shut down, it hurt a lot of people. It didn't get a chance to really hurt people that's on welfare, but that was the next step. That was the next level, because they wasn't going to get no welfare checks in February. That was the next step. So my post was, if you depend on the government to feed you, then the government got the right to starve you.
How you feel about that, KB? See you
Oh,
already taking it all in.
Yeah, I mean, well, I agree with that last line. So, I mean, because, see, I feel as though we too dependent anyway as a people. We talk about the crime and all that stuff like that, but I call this disaster by design. There ain't nothing going on that they don't want going on. Nothing going on that they don't want going on. I don't trust our government. So all those city officials that you named, I don't trust them, because that means I'm trusting you to run something or to bring the good out of something that doesn't even benefit me. It's not even geared towards us being successful. The government isn't even set up for our community. It's not set up for our community. So while we still trying to fit in, we lose. Instead of setting ourselves apart and doing what we need to do. Like, we depended on, you said you depended on the people, depending on them for starve. It's no reason they should be starving, because all our people should know how to grow their own crops and stuff like that anyway. We too lazy and too dependent on Walmart or Giants to have what we need, instead of finding a way to provide and have it for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I just told the brother today while we was at work, it was like, yo, most city people, most city dudes don't even know how to fish. Let alone chop down a tree or go hunt like a country dude do. You understand what I'm saying? If it hit the fan, half of us would die anyway. And we know if you know when you do your research, that's their agenda for us to die off anyway. That's their agenda. So where we are, we so busy worrying about the Jordans and worrying about everything that really don't make a difference. It don't matter. Like how can you expect your oppressor to have your best interest? Yes, how can you expect your oppressor to have your best interest? I can't. I can't. They're always going to give us their ass to kiss. No matter where they move us at, no matter where they move it, and wherever you have poverty, don't get it twisted. Look at the crime. Crime is wherever poverty is. Crime is wherever people struggling at. If you want to change crime, you want to end crime, do something that would uplift and that would help those people in those areas where you have heavy crime.
Absolutely.
Coming out there, showing my face every month, and all that stuff like that, that ain't doing nothing because the school's still cold. Still ain't no heat. They still can't drink the water. They still don't have books. They still don't have libraries, decent stuff. But education is the future. That was my beef. You know why I stopped watching the Ravens? You know why? Because Rashadi said he asked the people that buy the seats to the if I bring this guy here, you understand
Would you still come?
Would you still support? And I'm like, hold up, yo. This city supports you. This city supports you. It's more it's more black people on your team than the people that sit up in your stands. Or some old school gladiator type stuff. Go to the Coliseum and watch the two biggest teams. That's what the rich did. You know what I mean? Entertainment. You understand what I'm saying? So my thing was, yo, what you gonna do with these inner city schools? And don't give them no football field and no basketball court. You understand what I'm saying? Because it really is no heat in there. There really is no drinking water in there. But you good with that, and you know these little boys running around throwing the football with hopes and dreams are coming to your team. Right? So, like, I don't have faith in none of those people. You know what I mean? We need to set ourselves apart. Like, I don't trust the government. We need our own, all the way across the board. All the way across the board. Yeah, and we need those billionaires, those millionaires to really come back into the community and be like, you know what? I ain't waiting for Uncle Sam to get y'all. I got y'all. That's why I respect LeBron.
And that, you know what, I hate to seem like we're going to go back to sports, but this new football league,
Okay.
with Bill Polian overseeing it with some retired players, Troy Polamalu, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you are a black millionaire right now, did he try to buy the Panthers? They say, oh, no.
Absolutely not.
This is your opportunity to start your own league, to have full control. This is your time to do it. A lot of people don't know this. I found this out early today. That football league almost didn't have games this past weekend. They didn't have the money. Okay? I can't think of the team that he owns right now, but it was fresh. But he gave them $250 million. So he now owns a part of it. But can you imagine if LeBron jumped in?
Is this a black-owned league? Is it a black-owned league?
It's Bill Polian overseas, but he's not by himself. It's Troy Polamalu and a few other players, but they're not all black.
Oh,
But it's an opportunity now for black millionaires to invest in it and run it.
but why invest in football, though? Why not invest in, like, there's so many other things that you can invest in other than football.
And I agree with that. But that's what we have right now.
But football, nah, we only have that because that's
But I'm
That's why
saying
we got that.
they got it because of retired players. This NFL have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I'm talking about them retired players. Like they put your money back in the football. And if you're a retired player, you know what football brings you when you're retired. You know the injury, you know the damage on your body and everything when you're retired. You mean to tell me you can't come up with other means to show these youth there's other ways to get it other than getting football, other than doing football? That's where my beef is. That's what I have. Like it's other. What LeBron just did. He ain't built basketball courts. Nothing like that. He built a school. He paid their way to go to college. He already put them on the next level. He put them in a completely different stratosphere than most of the people that we talking about. They'll never even have a chance at that in life. Most of the kids from our hoods where the buildings fall down, they don't have a chance really to get to college here. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, everybody got a chance, but you don't understand. You understand what I'm saying? It's hard for some of the kids just to get to school, to finish high school, to get a diploma. Hold up. It's hard for some kids to eat breakfast and lunch, let alone think about paying to go to college.
And that's where I think most definitely LeBron has completely separated himself.
So why the other billionaires ain't tag on? Why they ain't join forces and open up a whole village?
I
So
couldn't
we can
answer
have
that. I can't answer that
more. So we
question.
can have more.
That's
That's
what-
we can build more millionaires. We gonna send millions of more y'all to college, y'all. It's already paid.
But that's what we want them to do because take Floyd Mayweather, prime example.
You got your ignorant. You got your people out here that's selfish.
Hey, look,
Everybody selfish.
We're gonna-
selfish.
pause for the cause. We're gonna pay some bills when we get back. We're gonna pick up where we left off at. No lounge.
I'm talking about the Jazz.
I don't care.
Brandon, I seen Brandon 2 weeks ago.
What time we got?
This
Brandon,
is it. We got 33 minutes.
For free.
Oh no. We got 5 minutes. Say again.
I just saw Brandon 2 weeks ago at the digital game. So apparently, did you know he coaches basketball?
No, I didn't know Brian.
Yeah, he coaches basketball. Matter of fact, as soon as he came in the gym, he came over to us, he took pictures with us, and he was like, see, he thought he was a vision. He was really worried. He was coming to see a kid that he had coached when he was younger play. So he's like, I'm gonna surprise him. I'm probably gonna be fussing with him. I'm like, do your thing. So Brandon, like, he is out there. What else I want? What else y'all was talking about? This was a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's for females. Gee,
Yeah, what's her name was-
talking.
I don't think. What was that? Secret
Sure,
Society?
sure, Underwood got a show.
But she's not here though.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But you don't like the fact they tearing down all the houses in West Baltimore? I'm gonna tell you
I'm
something.
gonna tell you why I don't like it.
Can I tell you?
Because they don't have a plan. You
But
just
They gotta play.
You just create lots.
No, they
Let
gotta
me tell you
play, bro.
something. Hey,
You're not involved in the
wait a minute, you talk enough. Let me say something. All right, so this is what I used to always communicate with my husband for a very, very long time. And probably because working in an attorney's office and I see the back end on a lot of stuff.
Okay.
My thing that I hate about the city is that all those abandoned houses and stuff that you see, the city owned that for years and it just stood there. So I was like, yo, tear down. Do you know how embarrassing it was coming home from New York, because I'm from New York, and I rode the boat bus, and they came off on North Avenue by the cemetery. And to come down North Avenue and see ceilings coming through and hear the people on the bus, like, oh my God, mind you, we just came from New York. And they're like, people live like this? It made Baltimore look bad.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now, like, even in our area, it's been houses where we know drug dealers running in and out of them. They finding bodies in these abandoned houses. It's like a lot of stuff going on. You got the people are living in these abandoned houses too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's some little kids around our way that even say up in one. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, about time. Riding through my block, that looks so much better. I'd rather see land than decay.
I got no problem. When they knock it down and they go and they put the little patch of grass down, I'm good with that.
Yeah. And that's how they did all in our
You
neighborhood
got
on the west
areas,
side.
it's nothing but rubble. Rumble.
And see, I haven't seen that. Now, Park Heights, I loved it. We just rode through Park Heights.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I mean, I've been and saw it, but I was like, God.
I was
But
like,
see,
yes.
but the Park Heights is a bigger plan, and see, they give you little itsy pieces of it at a time. They're gonna tear down Pinnacle Racetrack
Yeah,
and
they said that for a while.
rebuild it.
Yeah, they said that for a while.
Because hold on, but you want to know why? Because Maryland's about to start getting into that sports betting.
Mhm.
Sports betting is going to make more money than the Maryland lottery ever did.
Right.
And so now they got to say, well, what are we going to do with this money?
They couldn't redefine it. I
Right.
found out a couple months ago that one I didn't know that Cherry Hill was like one of the first dominant, prominent black communities. It was one of the first places that had a hospital, grocery store, school, everything that you need to be essential
To call a community.
call it a community, right? Do you know it's not owned by the black community no more? Like the development, like it was sold years ago. The plan was, you know what I'm saying? Really get these out of here.
Oh,
You know
it's
what I'm
going to be done.
And it's already in effect. They already started when they started building the new houses and stuff out there and all stuff like that. There were different developers coming in and doing all of that. You know what I mean? So like I was saying, they got a plan. They know what they're going to do. We're just not included.
We're just not included.
That's why I don't trust the government, and I don't trust none of the people they send out the smooth you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
But-
None of that stuff.
I'm gonna say,
but-
that we're not included. It's only a certain type
But,
that's
but,
included.
but to speak on his wife comment, do you know
Shit, I got 5 seconds.
Canton and Federal Hill, that was built off of dollar homes.
We're about to come back and speak on your promotion.
Okay.
And we're back. Welcome to WMSK, home of Cheryl Underwood Morning Show. You are here with us in the lounge, getting it in. But we have approached our last 30 minutes. We're going to try to finish strong. Before we jump back into it, my brother has something he would like to bless us with. Mr. KB.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, what's up, lounge? I'm having we just sitting in here. We talking about giving back to the community and things like that. And I found other ways of myself to get back to the community. But one way that I'm doing, something that I want to change, is our party lifestyle. You know, everybody out here, what I said earlier, everybody out here selfish. Everybody out here trying to get the next man, it's coming the next man, or whatever, right? And I'm a guy that's into, you know, what you give to people, what you give them back, what make you want to come back for the next one. So, you know, my partners and I, we couldn't be here today, but we're throwing a day party, we're starting day parties, and the first one will be April 20th at Gentleman 10, 2135 Anderson Avenue. And you can at our party you're going to get live entertainment. You got the DJ, you got the live band, we have a special performing artist, Mr. Nagel Withers, will be serenading and blessing the stage a little bit. Then you get it's all you can eat, it's all you can drink, top shelf. You know, and on your menu, you're going to have everything on your menu. It's going to be, put it out there, it's going to be a salad and pasta bar, right? So it's going to have all your essentials. From the pasta side, you're going to have your steak, your shrimp, chicken breast, and everything like that. You could build your whole pasta. We have multiple different types of pasta, sauces, things like that. Multiple types of meat, things like that you want to have. Because it's a day party from 12 to 5. And then for people that might not want something so heavy, you can build your salad. You know what I mean? The same way. All the essentials, everything that you have. And then, so that's catered by my catering company, you know, chef on the go. And it's top shelf everything. You bring Patron, you bring Remy, you bring Henny, Bud Light, Coors Light, Heineken, Coronas, whatever it is. It's open bar, open buffet with your live entertainment. You try to $5 and $50 a ticket. You know, that ain't too much.
That's impressive, though. No,
I
that's
spend $100 when I go out to the bar. You understand what I'm saying? Easy by the time you eat, the bar comes to I mean, give people live entertainment, you know what I'm saying, a good atmosphere, a good strong party, and all you can eat, and all you can drink.
You can't beat
You
that.
can't beat that no way. So come back, get out for entertainment.
And pay attention, so we're definitely going to be promoting that.
It's the mid-monthly mixer. The mid-monthly mixer. You can search it on Eventbrite. The mid-monthly mixer. You know, and you can well hit me on Facebook, King KB Olavala. You know, just search King KB.
You're going to have to spell that for some of them.
OLAW. It's gonna pop up, but it's not OLAWALE. You know what I mean? So that's something. Yeah, but we out here. We're gonna have a good time. We got DJs A-Rod, DJ Chief Rocker out there. We got the band. I don't know if y'all familiar with what we did, but they do here in Baltimore. You got the band versus the DJ. You know, we have the band playing with the DJ and they be rocking out stuff like that. Yeah, that's the party lifestyle. So that's what you want. That's what you're gonna have. You got two DJs. You know, and that's what it is. A nice atmosphere, good food, good people, good crowd. You know, come have fun. It's gonna be an every month thing. Every month we'll have different artists performing. You know what I mean? I guess DJ, things like that, but it'll still stay with your all you can eat, all you can drink. That's the thing.
That's what's up.
That's the thing.
Pay attention. We will be promoting it. Brother, you will see me there. You sold me. So I will be there with the missus.
That's what's up.
Diving back into our city, way of thinking. For me, I always go back to us because no one can do anything to you unless you allow it. Yes, we do have a police problem. A lot of crooked cops, but this is the thing. I think a lot of us knew that years ago. Years ago, you knew if you went over South Baltimore, you was in trouble. And it wasn't the drug dealers you were fearing. It was the cops. We did it years ago. You hear about pullovers back in 02, 03, raids, and you knew the people that was in that house. You knew it was at least $400,000 or $500,000 worth of drugs, money, and guns. All you read about in the paper was $137,000. You knew it was wrong because you know, old boy, you know who was in that house and what they had. I spoke on the two little girls who were shot. Okay. And no one spoke up and said anything. And it could be because if you tell, you could get dealt with. Because we saw what happened to the Dawson family.
Never get done.
That was horrible. That was horrible. Set the whole house on fire. And all the family wanted to do was protect their family. A better community. And they told on some criminals. And they came back and set the house on fire. Whole family died. The whole family gone. Wiped from existence. And how they get them justice? And they lock the dude up. He ain't gonna never see the light of day. They built the house back up. It's supposed to be like a safe haven place. It was real crazy. It's actually across the street from my church. And every time I see it, I can feel me getting emotional. It hurts, man. Because that's what they did. They built a building up, painted some pictures on it, some names, and that was it. And we went silent. And because we went silent, it was over 300 murders last year. I want to say it was more than that, but they took like 40 away from us, something crazy like that.
That's like 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row.
It's always 300.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing.
The way the statistics are, it's always 30.
It's always. We always, since I've been growing up, we've been around dumping the body on Lincoln Park. I mean, it's been that was the bargain. There's always been a lot of murders here.
But see what you're saying? We know.
We number two.
Yeah, but when do we stand up and say, before we can deal with whatever issues a person like Trump brings us, we're going to fix ourselves.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm tired of seeing people shouting out, yo, Ray, we love you, wearing t-shirts saying freedom. Knowing damn well Ray was a piece of shit. He's a problem. menace to society.
Ray Ray was a menace to society to us, but to the people that Ray Ray was feeding, he was the man.
He was the man.
He was the savior.
He was the man.
Yeah, I mean, but see, I don't judge what people do because I understand that we in some messed up times right now. And everybody ain't got this is poverty. This is the battlefield of poverty. This is what you get. This is what you.
It's just like we talk about those millionaires,
right,
we have ghetto thousandaires.
right.
Why can't they invest? If you out here, you hustling, and I understand it's going to be casualties with the life that you lead. But why aren't you giving back to your community? Back 25, 30 years ago, you had rules. There was codes. And now ain't no rules. There ain't no codes. No one cares. And your son come home from school and his friend got killed.
Right.
And you know who did it, or somebody else know who did it, but no one speaks. They let it go. But that's not the only child that lost a friend that week. And a week later, there's another child. Another week, there's 3 kids who lost friends, and it just continued. But they're not just losing friends. You got people out here losing, their fathers, their moms. I mean, for goodness sake. Was it Cherry Hill, that young lady got killed on her son's birthday?
Yeah.
No one said anything?
Getting out the car, yeah.
No one said anything. We're killing mothers now with the sons, with the kids. No one's saying anything. And that's what I'm saying. We are so hurting right now. And we expect, I don't think we expect. We speak out. And Trump is a problem. We knew Trump was a problem. The 8 years Obama was in office when he was asking for the man's birth certificate. But I think we fail to realize that we're our own worst enemy.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably the most racist group of people in this country. But all we do is talk about how people being racist towards us. Because we feel as racist. We are racist. Because we can say, we can mock white people, their voice, their walk. We can talk bad about white people. But I dare you.
Yeah, white comedians.
It's white comedians. There's only one that do it. There's only one that do it. And I guess he get a black pass because he's married to a black woman.
But that's not the definition of racist, though. That's not the definition of what a racist is. Being a racist, I'm not going to say it word for word. I'm not going to spit out word for word, but that's when you can have an effect on a whole nother, when you can actually affect their and keep them. You know what I'm saying? Look up the definition of racism. So
it's bad that I gotta look it up.
Look, so we know, but I know that the definition of racism is how I can oppress you with what my race is, with what I do, with the decisions that I make. That's the definition. That's basically what we can't oppress nobody. We don't like white people for what they did to us. That's why we don't like them for what they do to us. Our people never been a hateful people. We always were. If you look back in history, that was our problem. We invited other people in and let them take advantage of us.
And that's what we talking about back then. We talking about.
Yeah, but right now, you got to understand this is the product. This is the product of the disaster. Man, it's all disaster. We can talk about our city right here, but for 7 years I worked in the law firm, and that's how I met my wife. You know what I mean? Dealing with kids with lead paint poison. I was on the plaintiff side. We got you that money with Saul Kirkland, right? So the things that I know that our government did to our kids and to our community as lab rats, it makes common sense of why these knuckleheads running around here with no control. They messed up mentally. And we looking at it like, yo, why we doing this? Why we doing this? Y'all don't understand that these kids was made this way. Their parents were made this way as a test dummy. That's why they give them millions of dollars. You think the government giving people millions of dollars because you got lead paint poisoning? No, these kids got lead in the water over there. This was one of the only cities, you understand what I'm saying, with a lead paint problem. It was designed. John Hopkins,
Dutch Boy Painting and the government of Maryland. They paid the landlords to house all the projects with that great paint that was lead paint, my brother. So thousands of Negroes living in the place lead paint based. And you know, and they did it for the study to find out what the effects that they have on. You understand what I'm saying? So now you gotta look, this is the product. Now the product is crazy. You got a whole bunch of pit bulls in your house that you train them to kill, right? And then all of a sudden, they all get out the back door. Well, what you think they're gonna go out the back door and do right now? They're gonna go out there at the fool like they don't know how to get them stuff. And I'm not making excuses.
No.
He's making a great
This is-
point. I like it.
This is really what happened here. Like, this is really what happened here. I told my boss, Saul Kirkland, I said, when I was working there, I said, we need to go do a study and study our jail and see how many of them had lead paint poisoning. Because it's a statute of limitation.
Yeah.
You only got to be 21 to claim it. So half the people from 20 years ago didn't even really know that by 21, I gotta go down here and get this money, you understand, that the state giving, you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And just look at it. I sat in Annapolis. I sat in the court. I heard them say that they was lab rats, and I heard those white people with them great wigs on and the robes on say, you don't think that was good for society? This is why these people get that money, and people don't know that. People don't, so
Let me read the definition real quick.
okay.
A person who shows or feels discrimination or prejudice against people of other races, or who believes that a particular race is superior to another. That's all.
Keep going. Because there's more to that. Because that's, what's that, Wikipedia or something?
No, you know when it comes up, it's I got it for you right here.
Get to it. The definition
The
of
party
it.
organizer was exposed as a racist. Racism is the belief in the superiority of one race over another.
That's it. That was the
Which
original.
often results.
Of the results and dominance.
Yeah, it stops right there, and it goes to racist ideology.
Yeah, I want you to
That
know.
manifests in many aspects of social life.
That was the original definition.
Yeah,
That part, the dominance and your race better, because that was racism. That's what KKK and stuff was doing. You know, that was racism. What we doing right now, we defending ourselves.
but you gotta think about what we.
But
I'm not gonna say we.
but I think the point you're trying to say, we're racist against ourselves.
We are that too.
Because it clearly says you think you're dominant to the next person.
Yeah, we are.
That's definitely us.
We are
That's
the
us.
we are the revised. We are the revised white man towards ourselves.
Towards ourselves.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? I understand that. But I also understand that if I take two pit bull puppies that came out their mother together, and I separate them, and I train them and treat them a certain way, when I bring them out, they gonna hit.
But see, that's what I'm saying. We know. It's not like we don't know. We know. We may not have known when it was fresh, but we know now. But we get caught up, and I hate to do this, we get caught up in a lot of what if conspiracies and fail to look in the mirror and like, you know what? We know what the problem is. We got to find a solution. We have to work together.
Mm-hmm.
We got to fix our children and our older children, who, like you said, they probably was ignorant to it. And it's too late for them to receive
Right,
some
they're wrong.
compensation.
Our parents don't even know.
Yeah.
Our parents.
So what?
I
So
know my parents ignorant to the fact. I know. I got tired of saying and asking what we gonna do. I had to basically just double back and I started just worrying about my family.
no, I agree. with that.
Starting that off like, man, I'm worrying about my kids, worrying about my family.
And but
That's
see,
why I stopped coaching.
that's where it starts. That's where it starts. You got to take a look at your household, and you got to say, "This is how I'm going to fix this." And you start in your household because you know. See, some of us know and don't want to know, and that's why I said, "Oh, we are probably the most racist group out here right now." Because anything we can latch on to protest, to bitch and complain about, we will do it, and we will
It's all
go hard with it.
but it's all circumstantial though.
And I agree with that,
It's
but
all
we won't.
circumstantial because we don't latch on to the right thing.
We don't. And like you said, you started with what? Your home.
We don't let Trump say the right things.
A lot of us don't do it at home.
Man, we ain't supposed to be in Florida, in Miami. You know what I'm saying? After they killed Trayvon Martin, Negroes still go to
They went right back down there with
You
June and
know what I'm
July.
saying? No man, everything that we supposed to fake boycott, you understand what I'm saying? There's no unity.
They got that Floyd Mayweather,
But
that Floyd Mayweather thing.
I think what our generation is missing is that one leader to say, hey, this is what we're going to protest about, and we're going to stick to it.
I'm glad you said
You understand what I'm saying?
50, 60
Because-
years ago, not to cut you off, in order to not just be a leader, but to be someone who protested in the front lines, you had to be trained. You let anybody up in the front to protest now, and anyone, I'm glad, I didn't mean to cut you off,
No, it's
but
fine.
it just made me think. Back in the day, in order to be a leader, you had to be certified. You know, we had some issues with King and his love for women. But in order to be on that front line, man, you couldn't just have, man, you couldn't have, like you said, them pit bulls in the front line, you protesting. But now we just, anybody.
But you brought up Jamal Brown, right? Right? You brought him up, right? And
It
but
wasn't my bad.
he wasn't my pastor.
He was my
right?
pastor. I went to his church.
But when we had that issue here in the city, wasn't it him that shut downtown down, walking yourself? That was him that did that, right? And like nobody else did it.
Right, but when I'm gonna say when he was trying to be that voice of the people for the city,
Everybody was worried about his baggage.
there you go.
Worried about what.
There you go. Everybody went left on, well, why we follow him? He did this, he did that. He's still a man.
He's still a man.
He's still a man. And that was my holy grail for me attending this church. He's still a man. He still will have those temptations. And yes, he did have a position as that mega church leader. So you can't be doing all those things. You can't, because you got people following. Like you said, you got father's mother, you got children.
Step down.
I
Step down and do what you do.
think religion is our downfall.
It is, because, I mean, I'm a Christian.
I think it's our downfall.
But it is, because we fall victim
to everything. And we so quick to judge what somebody else do and everything like that. But on a whole scale, the religion, like the churches, ain't doing nothing for our community. They're not doing anything.
That's another show. I like that.
And the thing, what they say? I forget where it was at.
And
But,
those supposed to be the leaders.
When it was cold, was it last year? I think it was really cold somewhere. It was like, now one of those churches
Open their door.
opened their doors.
No, that was recently. That was this one. It was a church somewhere. It was a church that somewhere they opened their
Joel
doors.
Osteen church, because I made a post about that. I made a joke about that. This was about that Joel Osteen church.
It was a Catholic church.
It was like not my church.
It was.
He
Catholic
specifically
church opened their
said,
doors and was like, it's too cold out.
We
Y'all need to
should-
come here.
okay, yeah, but they only did that because of the meeting.
But I mean, like you say, but it's still an excellent point. Churches can do that more. I mean, you got homeless shelters. I'm gonna let you sleep here for the night. Hey, it's a pew, but hey,
And the church make enough money to build a building and put people in there. They make enough money. They tax-free money. You understand that they make enough money where they can all them houses and stuff that's on Fulton Avenue or up and down Park Heights. How many churches on Park Heights? I know one, Gillis. They've been around for a minute. All the musicians used to come to these
St. Ambrose.
You got St. So you got 4, 5, 6 churches
There's many.
from SK up to Northern Parkway, because the Jews got the community when you cross over Northern Parkway.
They do.
How many synagogues they got? And look at that community that's surrounded. Their houses ain't broke down and built down and none of that stuff like that, and they all live right there.
He's making some good
They
facts
all
right
live
now.
right there. Man, you can't. Like, I'm telling y'all, I don't trust our government. I know that this is disaster by design, y'all. It's disaster by design. They know exactly what they want and what they want to do. All them people right there, they puppets, just like the way Obama was a puppet. He was to keep us at bay. He was to keep us at bay. He did exactly what they needed him to do on a bigger scale.
Yeah, he had to fix.
He had to fix all of that.
That is the first thing to fix the world.
He had to fix all of that. And he was that guy because they knew that this next black schools that we got coming in here. Hey, they got a plan for the next 10, 15 years on where they want to be. You best believe it. You best know that. They're not thinking about next year right now.
Oh,
They're
no.
not thinking about
And
4
they,
years from now.
they didn't have this set up for
It's
hundreds
been
of
set.
years. Hundreds of years.
It's been set. Just like 15 years ago, they knew that Obama, we're going to give you that rich Negro. At this time, they knew that. They knew that then. What we need to do as a people, you understand what I'm saying? First of all, we need to wake up. But we need to stop being so dependent. We shouldn't be dependent on their welfare.
Nope.
At all. We need to have our own garden, our own system, our own markets and stuff like that. You go back and think, the Black Panthers gave us the blueprint on what we should be doing. They fed them kids. They started in the schools, they took care of them kids and them women and things like that. You understand? They tried to keep the drugs and stuff out the neighborhood and going to war and stuff. But then you found out later that they still took the drug money to still take care of the community. That's what I found out. But I ain't mad at that though. You understand? They made them, you doing this, give us some, you understand what I'm saying? So we can keep this going.
Not everyone's thinking.
But that makes sense though. I can deal with that versus taking tithes every Sunday, 4 times a day, and then you're not giving nothing back. You don't even have a school.
And you have, I believe it's Jehovah's Witness. They don't need time. So there's money.
No, they just take
What they take?
donations.
Donations. So there's plenty of money.
I'm not even Muslim. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't agree with everything that they do. But how they move with their community, I applaud that.
My father said that
I applaud
years
that.
ago. He said, I'm not Muslim. And it was funny because it reminded me of a Minister Society. He said, but I do appreciate the values they instill in you.
We need to be moving like them as a people. You understand what I'm saying? Now see, I can't get with the religion behind it, but how they're moving as a unit. But see, the religion separates, because if it wasn't allied with what I gotta pray to, I'll be outside with a bow tie.
And the crazy thing about it, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like the last 15, 20 years, they have come to more accepting of Jesus. I remember when I was younger,
It wasn't.
it wasn't.
Yeah, first I'm speaking on it now.
Yeah, but I've been to one of his, meetings, I guess. Yeah, and and if you see his videos, he speaks on Jesus a lot now. And it shocked me. This was years ago. I'm like, so.
But I mean, when it comes to him too, I just think he's very knowledgeable person.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But I know who killed Malcolm. So I mean, like,
It goes back.
you give me the
Can't
knowledge
trust the
and
government,
everything, but I
can't trust some of your people.
Work with the government. Yeah. You know what I mean? You work with the same people that.
And until recently, and I hate to say this because it's poor my part, the King assassination. That was crazy. It blew my mind 3 weeks ago. And Jesse changed rooms. And to find out that he didn't even die from the bullet, he died in the hospital where they suffocated.
Right.
I didn't hear that.
That was in someone's book that they put.
Yeah,
Like somebody that was in the
And of course, people just posted it. And you had an interview by the, I want to say the doctor.
Like the doctor or somebody that was
Crazy.
inside
And the nurse spoke, but the nurse said they told me to leave him alone.
Yeah.
He wasn't even gone.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. That, like,
Y'all messing me up right now.
Trust me, 3 weeks ago,
What?
I looked at, I just couldn't believe it.
but people don't even understand. People don't know that. Like, I remember reading when Dr. King said that he felt as though he misled his people, that to get them down the wrong path. The stuff, the
I remember
quality,
that
unity, and
too.
stuff that he was preaching and stuff like that. Like, integration was the worst thing to happen. You know what I mean? Because that's when we became dependent. Before, when we were segregated and it was just us in our community, we robbing. Our community was robbing. You know what I mean? They bombed Black Wall Street and they did what they did. You know what I mean? That was prominent.
And there was two Black Wall Street.
Right.
There was two. Yeah.
That was prominent. That was by design.
Yeah.
That was by design. They knew years ago, like, man, we can't let this. I had a conversation, and it's crazy because I had a conversation with somebody this morning, and when we was talking about it, and she kept saying, like, yo, we're not a war. You know what I'm saying? Da 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 da. And I was like, yo, well, what we going to? She said, we need our own military and stuff like that. And I was like, how long you think
That would even last.
I said, before you put your first tank on a piece of property, they gonna bomb it. Like, when you really think they'll let us have a whole military here first? You understand what I'm saying? Now, I agree. I feel though the government needs to be long term. They need to be changed. They need to be completely changed. Like, nothing that was written before should be standing today because the mindset was completely different back then.
And I'm gonna touch on what you just said. I had said a long time ago, and we might have said in the conversation, even though we have quote unquote the black community, which is viewed as the ghetto, right? We have nothing in our community that make other ethnicities come to our community other than drugs.
That's crazy because we buy a hell of a lot of things.
You understand what I'm saying? We let Koreans come in and put signs up and say soul food.
Yeah. And so
We let them fry chicken that we know our grandmothers make the best fried chicken. So how is it that we don't even control our own food in our community?
because when we get out, we leave. When we leave, we
leave.
But it's not even,
All the way.
but technically, you know why? Because it's we call it our community, but it's not even our community. We don't own that. We have no say on whether or not the Chinese man come post up here or not. Why? Because that ain't even our building. So whoever rented it said that they can come and post up there. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We own none of that. Now, what I learned from living in a white neighborhood where some Caucasians and stuff there, when they don't want stuff, they just petition the stuff and
Get it out of there.
But even that, they still let somebody mercy.
Yeah.
You know, they still let somebody mercy.
unfortunately, we have come down to the last 60 seconds of the show. I want to thank y'all for coming out and being here for the rebirth. It's been a long time coming. I had fun. KB, you my dog, man.
Hey,
You still on 10. You quiet, but you still on 10.
Still on time.
You still on 10. You crazy as hell. You still on 10. I love you for it. Blackjack, it's been something we talked about since 07.
Yeah.
Be back in the studio with you again. It's a blessing.
Thanks for having me.
I want to thank, of course, Touche and BB. I also want to thank Tia for welcoming the lounge back with open arms. Appreciate you 100 times over. I want to thank everybody who supported the lounge the last 2.5, 3 years while we were on hiatus. We're going to come back strong, and we're going to right some wrongs, do some special things this season. And again, it feels good to be back in the seat with you brothers. I don't know. I'm giddy over here, fellas. I have no idea what this means.
Like, it was a good conversation. I like the growth here. I like the growth.
So, I'm RL.
I'm Blackjack.
It's KB.
And thank you for lounging in the lounge. See you next week. Oh, I don't know for a little bit, but
I really like it. They should be decent right now.